Hey guys, it's Mai from CryptoBay.cafe, and I wanted to talk about the Solana wallet hack and clarify because I think it was like a hot mess express. And it was very unclear as to how the hack started. So I'm gonna share my screen with some tweets that can better describe the situation. One second. Okay, so yesterday in my story, I wasn't sure if it was. There's a few ways your wallet can always get hacked, right? Like it's if you click a link that you're allowing permission to for someone to use your seed phrases. If you accidentally give someone your seed phrases, they have control of your wallet. But this was scary because it wasn't a situation where like everyone had just randomly given out their seed phrases. So yesterday, last night, the attacker was stealing both Sol and SPL tokens in USD. All the wallets had been unaffected for about 6 months, which was really weird because it's like they weren't really active wallets. Normally, there's a higher risk if there's an active wallet, like you clicked a bad link or something of that nature. That wasn't the case, and it was mostly on Phantom and Slope wallets. And as we later found out, it was wallets that had interacted with um, Phantom wallets that had interacted with Slope because everyone was like, I don't even have a Slope wallet. How is this happening? And then, yeah, it was really, I want to go, hold on. I don't want to, because I want to go to the actual transaction if I can find it. It was wild. It was like, here. Yeah, it was really scary. I think because it was just like the amounts, so that by that time they had already started blacklisting. It was about like four different wallets. Um, yeah, this isn't a wallet with like a million in it, but like robbing people, robbing. Like these are all the various tokens that they took. Um, various tokens that they took. Really scary. Which is strange because if you use MetaMask, you have to confirm. You at least have to give someone permission before they rob you, right? On MetaMask. Like normally the situations are when you accidentally click a link that gave like permission against your awareness. Um, so that's why we like everyone was giving advice like we don't know what's going on, but it's best to like move your assets, revoke permission from all sites, move the Solana, delete that wallet and then generate new Solana keys for it because again, we just didn't know. And then send it to an exchange because the exchange has your keys. You don't have your keys on exchange. That was the second option we were telling everyone because we didn't know. Um, yeah, this to me was frightening because I've there's never been a situation of great magnitude, but I have to reiterate, hot wallets are software wallets, right? They're great, we love them. However, we have to depend on the software capabilities of the people developing it. So with some blockchains, that may not have strong development teams or they have issues with their own blockchain, not saying anything negative, but there have been other issues, with certain blockchains shutting down and like not really working at their best and basically being subject to DOS attacks by their conception. So a red flag for me is developer issues. Like if there are constant developing issues and I don't think that your blockchain can uphold the amount of volume without costing security. I think that's a red flag, especially when if someone thinks that this blockchain is so much fun, they have stores, so I think we should all be mindful of that moving forward. Again, this incident doesn't reflect on Solana itself. However, it does count against them in terms of having a developing incident because they've had a multitude of them on their own blockchain. So I'm not saying it's their fault. However, it looks bad from a general perception because again, it's not a Solana thing, but two wallets that and Phantom, as you know, is one of the main wallets for Solana. So it to me, it's a and I'm I was out a few months ago when we kept having those shutdowns, and then they were like, oh, let's make a phone. So at this point, I'm gonna respectfully decline. I wish them the best of luck, but absolutely not. So then So after that, I think we kind of found what happened. So at first we thought some way the Slope wallet like was grabbing seed phrases, and people were saying that the Slope wallet, in some kind of way, the developers coded it in a way where it was sending seed phrases to external partners, which is horrible because like why would it do that? Like why would you guys have a wallet that has the seed phrases of wallets that's interacted with it, and then you're sending those wallet seed phrases to a third party server? Why? So but they're saying they did not intentionally do it, but it may have sent them on a centralized server. Um, yeah, and this is their message. Dear Slow community, here's what we know of this juncture regarding the breaches to our user base. A cohort of Slope wallets were compromised in the breach. We have some hypothesis and the nature of this breach, but nothing is confirmed yet. We feel the community's pain. We are not immune. Many of our staffs and founders' wallets are drained. Oh my God, that's horrible. Actions we were taking. We're actually conducting internal investigations and audits, working with the top externalists and audit groups. We are working with developers, security experts, protocols, the ecosystem, so we're going to identify and rectify. We have not fully confirmed the nature of the breach. In the spirit of safeguarding our user base, we recommend all holders do the following: create a new and unique phrase wallet, transfer all assets to this new wallet. Again, we do not recommend using the same seed phrase on the new wallet you have on Slope. I would not recommend touching Slope the 10-foot pole for the next um, ever. And then I think some of the Ethereum wallets that got hacked, there's a feature where you can go import wallet, and when you import wallet, you're importing your assets with your seed phrases. So I think everyone's like, oh, ETH wallets are going to have, and I was like, no, that's not it. But that's why I'm very like, I know this is a weird thing to do. I'm very OCD with like each wallet's use case. Like I have one wallet for transactions, one wallet for long-term holds, the second wallet for like I have a multitude of wallets that do not interact with one another for this reason. Exactly. I've always, and I never had like a specific situation to like tell me to do that, but that was just something, a precaution that I've always taken since, I've been into crypto. I have everything does something different because I wouldn't want a situation where like my wallet interacting for whatever way could pull some form of data. I don't understand. I'm still learning, developing. I am a dev in training. So word of advice, be mindful about what you're doing in this space and be mindful about what wallet is interacting with what. And then let's all go get ledgers because at this point, I mean, everyone was just like, okay, well, you have two options. Move it to an exchange, and then move it to a hardware wallet. And it's like, okay, well, what if you don't have one? You have to go, you know what I mean? So like, I think we should all keep a hardware wallet that is just like our baby, our store of use, so we can run it back, like if something like this happens. Because this to me was like disastrous. Yeah, if you're using a hardware wallet, your keys have not been compromised. Remember, your hardware wallet keys are inside the hardware wallet itself, so it would be very difficult for someone they would have to like find you and be like, open your hardware, show me your keys. So one good thing. We are still actively diagnosing and are committed to publishing a full post-mortem, earning back your trust and making. I think this is a wrap for that because that's a no-no. I don't know how to say this quite frankly. In this space, security is key. One hack could be the end of your blockchain, could be the end of your wallet. I think we need to have the same emphasis on security that we had on building in this space. And for some reason, people only like cute UI and buttons that work, but security, maybe. And that is what we're seeing in these situations because they probably weren't even, the issue with this too is that they weren't aware of this until it happened. And, that's also frustrating to me too, because it's like, okay, well, who coded the original wallet? Were they aware? Was this like a sleeping giant situation? How were the servers compromised? I have a lot of questions. Um, yeah, so hold on, let's go back. That's it. And then, yep, so the mnemonics, it shows them the logs from their Slope server being posted. And then and I think the issue too was, I guess they are coded. Hold on, open it. Okay, another issue was someone was saying that if the seed phrases were not coded, like just seed phrases, obviously someone can take it. So sometimes they're encrypted. So if someone were to see your seed phrases, they don't know what they mean because they're like encrypted or in numbers and letters. Like that's fine. But we're thinking in this case, the seed phrases were available for each wallet, and they were like words because they said they were in plain text. Um, I'm trying to, yeah, they were. Look, mnemonic quality trash. That's horrible. Yeah, so you can actually see the seed phrases. Now, again, this is why we love encryption because if it was encrypted, they would have to encrypt it. And encryption depends on the way it was encrypted. You would not know that because you did not do the encrypting. So henceforth, that's why like someone could see your seed phrase in the encrypted version. It's still bad. We should go swap them out, but it's gonna take them a bit of a time to like crack that. If it's done like this, it's over. Um, wow, that is crazy. So let's never import our wallets to anything. I think that's moving forward. Like, keep them separate. Okay, we're not importing wallets. This wallet, I know it's going to end up you having a bunch of wallets, but would you rather have this or would you rather have? You feel me? Like, same page. Okay. I hope this answered the question. But again, I think this is definitely in. I think if someone can correct me in the comments. The Slope wallet was closed source. And anything in crypto and DeFi is so Exodus is closed source, but it's fine. We just Exodus. I'm not going to get into that. Closed source for me is red flag because when it's open source, you have people who are like white hackers and developers who like read through things for fun. They're like, oh, let's see how this works for fun, right? So you have people in the community that are naturally like checking code sources just to like see if they're like, So I think when it's closed source, we can't check the code for potential flaws in the future. And I think that's super problematic. So I'm going to probably stay away from like, um, I'm probably going to stay away from like all apps that are like closed source moving forward because this stuff happens. So I don't know if I'll update you guys again, but that's essentially how it happened. And then they're still not sure if it was the developer, if because at the end of the day, why was it sending to a separate server? And why didn't they know that? Like that to me is weird. Um, yeah. And it was being sent to an external server. And then I guess someone took what was on the external server and then exploited the wallets to the full potential. But still, it's like, you shouldn't be logging seed phrases to a centralized server. I don't see how that's custodial in some contexts. It's like you have their seed phrases and no one's saying that, but essentially it's like, well, you guys have their seed phrases and you're supposed to be non-custodial. So now I'm hyper paranoid, like very hyper paranoid in this space. But yeah, um, please ask me questions in the comments. If anything wasn't clear, let's check our code sources for wallets and DeFi protocols. And let's also get hardware wallets, like lesson of the week. Hide your crypto. Okay, bye guys. Have a good night.